Hey you guys, my name is Mara Sullivan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is about Lynn Whitfield. If you know anything about Lynn Whitfield, she is just the classic example of grace and power and strength, and she's just played so many fabulous roles, so many fabulous women, and I love her so much. This video is one video in a series I'm doing here on my channel called my 60 plus golden series. I am doing videos on a few of my favorite influential women over 60 and men. I think I will throw some men in here once I finish like the majority of the women that I want to cover. But if you have not seen my other videos, go check those out. I did a video on Cher, Jennifer Lewis, Meryl Streep. This one is Lynn Whitfield. I have more to come. Ina Garden, Dolly Parton, like so many of my favorite influential women who I've just learned so much from. A lot of them I've been watching since childhood. And, just to see them continue to thrive and flourish, especially as they get older. None of these women have stopped. None of these women have slowed down. If anything, they're just doing more now than they used to do. And it's absolutely phenomenal and so inspiring and encouraging to watch. I love doing this series at this time in my life because I am turning 27 next not next month, but in October. I'm recording this in August. And so just like thinking about being closer to 30 and just sort of reminding myself that I have so much time. I am so young. Your life does not end at 30. You're literally, I'm just getting started. And just studying these women is so inspirational, especially if you are someone who might get anxious about getting older or just aging in general. This series is for you because these women are so incredible. They're so inspirational and just phenomenal. Like they are like a fine wine and they keep getting better with age. Um, I This series is inspired by my friends and my family always referring to me as a grandma because I have so many personality traits and little things about me that are grandma like. I still listen to the radio. I love a newspaper. I listen to a lot of like older music. I love jazz. Like I watch a lot of old movies and I like long form content like this. I'm really, not super into TikTok or I love taking pictures, and so Instagram I do a little teeny tiny bit, but not much. But I love YouTube and I love doing my podcast. I'm a long form content kind of gal, which is very a little rare for my generation, because we like instant, we like everything fast, 30-second things. Our attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. But I love long form things. I love things that take time. I love getting in depth. I love doing my research and just being a nerd. I love reading physical books and just a lot of things like that. So that is what this series is inspired by. I'm fully leaning into my grandma like ways by talking about a few of my favorite women, who are not all of them are grandmas, but they are all over 60. And so it's just fun, it's inspiring, and I'm really enjoying this because this is what I do for fun. Literally, my favorite hobby is learning about people's lives. I watch documentaries for fun, also goes back to me being a grandma. I watch documentaries, I read autobiographies and biographies for fun. Like, this is what I do. Whether or not, I have this YouTube channel or not, I'm super grateful I have this platform to share everything that I learn on the internet. But this is what I do for fun. Like, this is what I'm doing, whether or not, I had this platform. And so it's really fun to have a space to share the things that I learn with because I'm obsessed with people's stories. I love knowing the behind the scenes of people and just you never really know what someone has been through and how they got to where they are. And today we are talking about Lynn Whitfield. My number one takeaway from Lynn Whitfield's life is that she says that life is designed, or the world is designed, to separate us from who we really are. Life in general, and we all know this, like we are all like programmed or conditioned to be on the hamster wheel, to enter the workforce, to do all these step by step checkbox things. And some of us just aren't meant for that. I know I'm not meant for that. And so she says that life is designed, or the world is designed to separate you from who you really are, and you have to do everything that you can to stay true to yourself and to she talks a lot about finding something that you love and really getting into it. You know, when it comes to getting older and embracing aging, she's really passionate about making sure that women know that as you get older, you should be getting better, not worse over time. She says she will do any and everything she can in her power to stay fresh and fabulous for as long as she can. And she says that she wants to give these young girls, those young actresses, a run for their money. And I think she's doing a phenomenal job with that. She has been Lady May. She's fabulous in The Shy. She has played Josephine Baker, all of these incredible characters and such strong, powerful women. Alicia from The Shy is a psychopath, but there's still a little bit that we can learn from her character. And Lady May is of course my favorite character of Lynn Whitfield's. No, that's not true. My favorite character of Lynn Whitfield's is Mama Cheetah. She was in the Cheetah Girls. That's my favorite Lynn Whitfield character. That was probably my introduction to Lynn Whitfield because I'm pretty sure the Cheetah Girls came out when I was in kindergarten. So that was definitely the first time that I saw her. But aside from that, Lady May is just fabulous. But Mama Cheetah, we can't just jump over her being in the Cheetah Girls. Like she was Galleria's mom. Like that was just fabulous. Um, and I love doing these videos because I forget how many roles that these women have played in my life. Like not just literal roles on camera, but they have literally been a part of my life for my whole life. But I've learned so much from her. We can't talk about Lynn Whitfield without talking about Josephine Baker. So I learned so much about her and her journey to getting that like breakout role in Hollywood playing Josephine Baker. She said that she was actually not picked for Josephine Baker. I believe Diane Carroll. I get yeah, Diane Carroll, and it was another lady, fabulous actress who got the part, and it ended up not working out with those actresses, and the director, studio, whoever came back to Lynn Whitfield and like called her and asked her to be in the role. But right off the bat, her story is so inspiring because she said it's the biggest disappointment she's ever had in her career was when she did not initially get picked to be Josephine Baker. She said she produced her own audition tape. She hired, I believe his name is Michael Peters, who top choreographer in Hollywood. He directed the Thriller video. He directed Beat It. Um, just phenomenal dancer. She hired him to uh, help her with her audition tape for that role, and she just put so much work and so much effort into it. And she said she knew that that role was made for her, and she said she went through the audition process and did not get picked, which was unbelievable for her. And she said that this is such a huge lesson on what God has for you is for you. She said when she had like her script and everything that she had to prepare, that she used to prepare for the role. She had it in her home, like out like on her tables and stuff. And she said after she didn't get the role, she the first thing she did was she got drunk at a bar because she was so disappointed. But she said she was gonna put all those things away, and she said she could just feel her spirit, the Holy Spirit, just something tell her keep like leave it out, leave all of the her preparation things, her materials out, like leave them out, do not put these things away. And she didn't. Always listen to that inner voice. And she said that a couple, either a few weeks or a few months or something went by, and the directors ended up calling her back, and they said it didn't work out with the other actresses, and asked her to come back and audition again. The fact that they asked her to audition again is crazy. But you know how Hollywood works. Hollywood is this is something I also like heard her say. Hollywood is based on fear. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to invest all this money in someone and they don't perform. You know what I mean? Like they have to make their money back. That's how Hollywood works. But it's just so crazy to me. She's so strong. You have to have so much mental strength in this business and show business. Now, social media is now a part of show business and a part of the entertainment industry now. Um, It is not for the weak. Like being on camera, being in front of people in any form is not for the weak. But anyway, she said that she had to audition again, and she, was just so devastated and just such a wreck. But she, obviously, we all know she ended up getting the part, and was it was everything for her. It was her breakout role. It was, it became life changing. Every actor has that life changing role that really pushes them into like the stratosphere, into the icon stratosphere, and that was that for her. And there's so many lessons just in that one little story about her getting rejected, listening to God, listening to her own spirit, um, not fully letting go of that character by not putting those, her preparation materials away, and just what God has for you is for you. So anything that you think you're being overlooked for, anything that you feel like you've been rejected by, or anyone you feel like you've been rejected by, you're never going to be passed over or looked over for the things that are meant for you, ever. I don't care how many people get chosen. I don't care who has more talent than you, prettier than you, whatever. Anything that's meant for you is going to be for you. And that is so hard to believe and so hard to know when you are in it. Because trust me, I get it. When you are in the thick of it and when you really feel like a failure, when you really feel so disappointed and so overlooked and so just like you put your all into something, when you put blood, sweat, and tears into something and you feel like it's just not going to happen for you and it's not happening for you, you're never going to be overlooked for what's meant to be for you. Like, ever. I don't care how bad it looks, how disappointed you are. What God has for you, what universe has for you, what source has for you is going to be what life has for you, whatever you believe in. What is meant for you is always, 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 always going to be yours. Like I said in the beginning, another one of my favorite roles by her is Lady May from Greenleaf. Greenleaf is fabulous. I love that show so much. Um, she said that um, she keeps getting asked like, is or was Greenleaf a mockery of the church? And her answer to that is my favorite answer I've ever heard. She said that she said, no, number one, it's not a mockery of the church or of God or anything. She said, what Greenleaf does is one, it humanizes the church. It humanizes those people, like the top authorities in churches and in just Christians in general, from the congregation to the pulpit. Um, but she said, what Greenleaf does is make you ask yourself the question, who are you following? I love that. Are you following man or are you following God? That is all that Greenleaf really does at the end of the day is you decide. And it really just hones in on um, just making people answer that question, making people of faith, Christians, whoever, viewers ask themselves the question, who are you really following? And I had never thought about that when it comes to that show before, because obviously I grew up in church. I know that so much of that show is real. And so I just loved it. And I didn't see it as a mockery at all, like I said, because I know how I know those characters in real life, or like different variations of those people in real life. I grew up in that environment, but I never heard anyone when talking about the show. I've never heard them like point that out. Like the entirety of the show is just asking the question, "Who are you really following?" I thought that was incredible, and it's something for all of us to ask. Are we following other people's opinions? Are we following the news? Are we following social media? Are we following, people's advice who don't really have what we want? Never follow people's advice whose lives you don't want. Like, just pay attention to who you're following. If you're a person of faith, are you following God? Are you following, your own ego? So I think that it's really important to ask yourself the question, who are you following? I thought that that was incredible when hearing her talk about Greenleaf and her role in Greenleaf. Alicia, like I said, is a psychopath. Comment down below if you are watching The Chi or if you watch The Chi. I'm not sure where they are in the season because I'm very new to the show. but I started it a couple months ago, but I'm not caught up yet. But I love her in that. She's in that movie with Martin. I can't think of the name of the movie, but I'll leave a few things on the screen. But she's done so many roles, and I love her so much. When hearing her talk about her life story and just watching interviews and listening to podcasts and so many different things that she's done, I learned that she and I actually share a pet peeve. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves, and I've never been able to say it the way that she said it because I didn't really have a word for it until she said it. And she said that one of her biggest pet peeve in general is boring things and or boring things and boring people. And I have the exact same pet peeve, but I've never just been able to say it like that because I have this thing where it's like I know I'm Gen Z, and like I said earlier, people have no attention spans anymore. The art of being able to hold a conversation is going out the window. Like so many things about people my age and younger is just surface level. Like there is no depth to things anymore. Even like our entertainment and our movies and our TV shows, our music now. And I know I sound old. That is the point of the series, but um, it's true. And I do have a podcast, and I just did a whole episode on not letting the world steal your color or something like that, or like just not giving in to things being so bland and monotone. I get right now everything is like clean girl aesthetic and minimalism, and that's great. I love minimalism. I myself have a very minimalist personality and lifestyle, but minimal doesn't have to be boring and it doesn't have to be flat. And I was so like excited when I heard Lynn Whitfield say this and talk about this so much because she said her biggest pet peeve is boring things and boring people. And I've just never been able to articulate that. I love colorful things. She says she has a love for interesting people, for interesting things. And I think, like I said, because we are living in a world where everyone is starting to look the same and everything is starting to look the same, people's homes are starting to look the same, it's getting on my nerves. I'm very passionate about this topic because I hate it. Um, I love colorful things. I love interesting things. She so beautifully articulated in a way that I haven't been able to. And she is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. When we think about Louisiana, it's the most colorful place, like state in the country, besides probably New York. But Louisiana is just colorful. Like the people are colorful. Like even New York is dark. Like as much as I love New York and it is the my favorite place in the world, it is the mecca of art. There's still like the grime, the grime and the artistically, beautifully, it's beautiful grime, grunge vibe about New York, but not just New Orleans, but Louisiana in general is colorful. It is the food, it's the music, it's the people, it's the accents, it's the culture, the spirituality, voodoo, like all these different. It's a melting pot in a way that she said that when growing up in Louisiana, she said that like her favorite thing was that people never tried to hide who they are. Like she grew up around people who embraced who they are and embraced their culture and embraced their traditions. And she loved the fact that they did the exact same, like not the exact same thing, but like they just hold so strongly to their traditions in Louisiana and obviously to their food and just to their accents and to the culture. She just grew up in an environment that is super colorful. The people are interesting. The people are loud. The people are, expressive and so full of life and are interesting. And I just love like hearing her say that so much because like I said, in our world today, everything is becoming so bland and so monotone. Like think about how McDonald's looked in the 90s versus how McDonald's looks now. Like everything is just becoming so boring. I'm gonna leave one of my favorite videos on the screen of Nikki Reardon. If any of you guys watch Nikki at Night, I love his YouTube channel, but he has a really really good video talking about this as well because it's something I'm so passionate about, and I love seeing someone else who is like in my age bracket talk about this. And he has an incredible um his YouTube channel is one of my favorites in general, but he has a really really good video specifically about this topic. But I just loved hearing Lynn Whitfield say this, and it just makes so much sense to me that she is from Baton Rouge because she just has so much personality. Another one of my favorite things about her is that she fully does embrace aging. she she was quoted in an interview like saying that she's not how did she put it? She says she doesn't like all of the manifestations of aging, but she was talking like physical, obviously. But she said that she has embraced it and she is making it her life's work, which I think is really beautiful. She's making it her life's work in Hollywood right now, to make sure that one, she's not just taking roles for older women, but also she's making sure that women who are getting older, making sure that they know that they do not lose their sexy, they do not lose their sensuality. And she said you can be celibate and be sensual, you know. Intimacy is not what makes a woman sensual. Like you are a sensual being when you when you have passion and when you love who you are, and you know, when you're unapologetically yourself. And I love that she is working so hard right now in Hollywood to make sure that the narrative around older women, in Hollywood, on film, in on TV, in the theater, and just in everyday life, like women who you and I know, make sure that we don't treat them, we in society don't treat them, as old people. And that's why I love Golden Girls so much. That's my favorite show of all time. And, just I love characters and women who don't let their age define them. And she's just super passionate about, making sure that women know that you don't lose your vitality, your sensuality, your femininity. That's the word, right? You lose that as you age. You actually get more of that as you get older because you figure out you become so much more solid. She says that she has so much more grace now and is so much more poised, as a woman now, and she just is embracing getting older, and she wants to make sure that other women do the same thing. And it's really hard, especially in Hollywood, to fall into the trap of like not feeling beautiful enough, not feeling sexy enough, not feeling or like comparing yourself to younger women a lot. But like I said before, she says that she tries to give the younger women, like who might be her competition, a run for their money. Okay, like she is just really determined to not let her age define her and not let her age determine the kind of roles that she plays. And I just think that it's absolutely fabulous and something for all of us to keep in mind as we get older. Going back to her role as Josephine Baker, she said that she learned so much, from Josephine Baker's life and from having to immerse herself in that role, play that role. She said like the biggest thing that she learned is that it is okay for a woman to create her own space. A lot of times we hear the phrase take up space, which is true and which we need to do. But she said that what Josephine Baker taught her was that you can create your own space in the world, and you need to when there is not a space for you. And that is just so incredible and so profound because it's so true. And thank God for the internet because you can create your own anything now. But I think it's just really important to remember that if you feel like you can't find your own place in the world, create it. Like if the space that you want, the job that you want, the whatever, the ideas that you have, if you can't find that in the world, that means you're supposed to create it. And it's just such a huge reminder and such a huge, beautiful life lesson, to remember to create a space for yourself because the world isn't going to give you one. Or like when the world doesn't give you one, it's also like it goes into that mindset of what's that phrase, like no one's coming to save you, you have to do it yourself. You have to put in that work yourself. You have to make things happen for yourself when no one else is going to see you, when no one else is going to come rescue you, when Prince Charming doesn't show up on the white horse. Like it is up to you to do everything you can for yourself. And she said that playing that role of Josephine Baker just really made her realize that, the audacity to create your own space in the world when there is not one or when one does not exist, especially as a Black woman, is just one of the most incredible like lessons that she learned from playing that character. Another huge lesson that I learned from her that I heard her say is that you have to continuously fill up your cup. She said that, like, especially as a woman and Black women, we tend to carry everyone's everything at all times, and so much is usually put on us. Um, and she really talks about like filling your own cup. She said that you can't, and you have to continuously do it. She says that you can't just fill up a car one time. Like, you can't fill up a gas tank one time and expect it to run for years and years and years and years. Like, you continuously fill up a gas tank because that fuel burns, that gas burns. You're using it. And she said we should be viewing our bodies and our minds and spirits the same way. You have to continuously fill up your cup. So find the things that fill you up. Find your energy drainers, find what your drainers are, and then find what your energy givers are. And make sure that you are doing a lot of things in your life that are going to give you energy, not just drain your energy. And I just think that that's such a good reminder to just keep in your mind at all times. Like, you're not a machine. Like, you are not a machine. You can't continuously run on a hamster wheel every single day and think that you're not going to crash out at some point. Like, you have to fill up your cup. So this is your reminder today to take a nap if you need a nap, rest if you need rest, go to a spa if you need, a massage. Like, do something for yourself, because if you don't, you gotta put your what's the airplane thing? You gotta put your mask on first. And it's so true. Like, your oxygen mask. I couldn't think of the I couldn't think of the name of it. But it's so true. And I think that that's really important to keep in mind. Another thing that I heard her say in an interview that I thought was really incredible, she said to pay attention to your little triggers, things that just show up that are really there to knock you off your game. And if you let little things continuously like rattle you and distract you, those are things you need to pay attention to and become unbothered about those things, whether it's little comments that people make, or facial expression, somebody looks at you the wrong way, or getting cut off in traffic. Like, those are little things, and if those things trigger you and you allow those things to add up and to build up and to like disrupt your spirit, those things throw you off your game. And she really talks a lot about not letting, she calls them little triggers. Do not let them throw you off your game. Like, keep the main thing, keep your eye on the prize, and just don't let little things disrupt your life, your spirit, your heart, your mind, your focus, because those things show up to distract you. And a lot of times they show up to distract you on purpose. So like I said, just to knock you off your game. And do not let the little things distract you. She said that her advice to young women in general is to get really good at what you do. And like I was talking about earlier, my generation especially and younger, we're living in this microwave society, instant gratification. We want everything right here, right now. And she says that her message to young women is to really focus on preparation and just focus on getting really good at what you do. Focus on like perfecting your talent and your skill set, and just also using everything to the best of your ability, taking advantage of the resources that we have, like social media, and using those for good instead of bad, and just doing things to amplify our gifts and our talents. But she said to make sure that you're good at what you do first. And I thought that that was really good, because it's so easy to, like I said, just believe that we deserve overnight success because of social media. We're just exposed to everyone's world, and so there's a lot more comparison now. But she says to really, really focus on getting good at what you do. Get really good at what you do. Last thing I want to get into is a little bit of her routines and habits and diet that I came across. She really emphasizes eating raw foods. She's not like 100% like raw or vegan, but she does emphasize on eating raw foods. She is huge when it comes to skincare. Exfoliate is her number one skincare like beauty secret, is to exfoliate. And she also loves sunscreen. So exfoliate and sunscreen for skincare, according to Lynn Whitfield, and who has like, she's just one of the most beautiful women in the world, honestly. She loves kombucha and she loves Caesar salads. And she says that her little like I guess guilty pleasure or like her treat food, she loves a vodka gimlet and she loves plain kettle chips. Like she says, that's her like her favorite snack, and she said they go so well together. And she loves her little, that's like her little treat, her little guilty pleasure, which I thought was it just matches her personality so well. Like I just thought that that was really cool. And she says that above anything else, the best beauty secret or the best routine um, beauty wise that you can follow is to make sure that you're clean from the inside out. And so anything, any negativity that you're holding on to, any hate or hurt that you're holding on to, find a way to get that out of your system. Therapy, meditation, prayer, do whatever it is you need to do to clean yourself on the inside. And she says that that is her number one secret to external beauty is making sure that your inside is clean, and because whatever you got going on inside is going to show up physically on the outside of your body. And so I know that that is so true because when I get stressed, my skin is a hot mess. And so um, I just think that it's really important to make sure that you are clean from the inside out. Journal, do like talk to other people, like get you some good friends, like whoever and whatever it is you need to make sure that you're right on the inside and you keep your temple, your body, as clean as possible, as fresh as possible, as like energetically zen and free flowing as possible is really going to that's the best skincare. That's the best thing that you can do for your physical, for your outward appearance. And that is just such a great reminder. These are a little life lessons, a little bit of the life lessons that I have learned from Lynn Whitfield. Comment your favorite Lynn Whitfield role, movie, TV show. She has done theater. Any role that you love her in, please comment it down below. Also, let me know your favorite influential women over 60 down below as well. Maybe I'll do a video on them. And go check out the other videos that I have in this series. And I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.